Power Goals: 12 Proven Steps to Make Your Dreams Come True. Introduction to Goal Setting. Goal setting. It has been proven that goal setting is the single most powerful way to achieve your desired results. More success has been attributed to goal setting than any other method or strategy. Throughout human history, those who have learned to set goals and take purposeful actions towards achieving them are the ones that accomplish their objectives and change the world. Today, more than ever, learning to set goals will determine success. Less than 3% of the world's population has written goals. More than 80% of the wealth of the world is controlled by less than 3% of the population. Is there a correlation between the 3% that have written goals and the majority of wealth being controlled by such a small minority? Most assuredly. Clearly defined written goals will propel you towards your success. They will provide a roadmap and a compass that will guide you to your desired preferred future. With targeted, compelling written goals in hand, you become unstoppable. Then you must take action every day towards reaching your goals. Goals plus action equals success. One of the richest and wisest men in history wrote, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." On the other hand, where there is vision, the people flourish. People, companies, nations perish for lack of goals, direction, and vision. On the other hand, they flourish and prosper in an atmosphere of driving goals and consistent action plans. Those with big goals will find themselves leading the way towards big results. Why do so few people have written goals when they are so vital to success? One reason is that they were never taught. You can have the equivalent of a university degree, 16, 18 years of formal education, and not have had 1 hour of teaching on goal setting. What a shame. One of my goals is to help change that. Goal setting can be learned and it can become a lifelong habit. Another reason people don't set goals is fear of failure. They feel that if they set goals and don't achieve them, they will let themselves or others down. So rather than face the pain of failure, they don't take a chance on setting simple goals, much less lofty ones. It is a common problem. Another reason people don't set goals is they are not really sure what they want. Everyone was born for a purpose. We all need to take the time to determine what that purpose is and decide what it is that we really want to accomplish. If we don't know what we want, we don't have a target. Pulling an arrow back on a bow and not knowing the target is an act in futility. Know what you want, what you were created for, and then go for it. Ancient wisdom exhorts us to know thyself. Most all success stories are a series of trials and failures. One of the keys to goal achievement is persistence and patience. A never give up attitude. As long as you never stop working towards the end result and learn the art of patience, you will cross the finish line with perfect timing. Although many success stories seem like the path was easy, the reality is that the path to success is littered with failures and setbacks. Just because there are inevitable failures along the way does not mean that the individual is a failure. It is only when one gives up and quits that the success story is short-circuited and the dream never comes to fruition. Setbacks are inevitable. I like the title of John Maxwell's book, You Must Learn to Fail Forward. Past failures do not equal future ones. Consider setbacks as education. The past does not equal the future. You can choose to set new goals and start on a new journey at any time. We have a saying in our family, winning is everything. At first it was meant to be a joke, but when I started thinking about it, there was truth in the saying. You must always decide to come from a winning attitude. You must want to win because the alternative is losing. Just because you miss the winning shot or come up short in a relay race does not make you a loser. Winners are still winning even when they suffer setbacks. Failing along the way is part of winning. As a wise man once said, "One thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead, I press on towards the goal to win the prize." Winning is an attitude and becomes a winning lifestyle. Standard setting. If goal setting seems a bit overwhelming at first, start with standard setting. It is interesting when you set standards for yourself or your business. For instance, you may have standards for your income or standards for your health and weight. A minimum standard is a goal in disguise, and minimum standards change our perspective of what we expect of ourselves. Standard means to stand hard. In military terms, it is a flag or a banner that is raised to indicate a solid position or stance of an armed force. Setting standards is something we already do, either on purpose or by default. If we don't set our own standards, others will do it for us. Falling below minimum standards causes us pain and consequences. At one time, I felt that an income of $5,000 per month was a lofty goal. When I achieved it, I had a huge sense of accomplishment, and rightly so. Now, $5,000 per month would be below my minimum standard, below survival status. My minimum standard is 5 figures per month. My goals are much higher than that. What once was a lofty goal is well below my current standard. Amazingly, today, my activities and results provide a minimum income standard of more than 5 figures each month. My goal is 6 and 7 figures per month. So I encourage you to reach for the stars, but also set minimum standards. Incrementally increasing your minimum standards creates stepping stones to reach your goals. Set a standard and then systematically raise the standards. What once may have been a lofty goal will become a minimum standard and become the norm. 100% responsibility. In my studies of goal achievement, I have found that the underlying key to success is the realization that we are 100% responsible for our decisions. Although we are not responsible for all the trials that happen to us on our journey, we are responsible for how we respond to the trials and successes. We make choices, and we are responsible for them. There's a common disease that works against success. It is the disease of blame and entitlement. It is common for people to blame others or circumstances for their position. The impoverished will commonly expect the government to take care of them, that they are somehow entitled to the government dole. The bottom line is that each of us is ultimately responsible for our own lives. Between blame and entitlement come excuses. We all experience the scourge of excuses. There is no excuse for excuses. It's not my fault. Maybe yes, maybe no, but don't make excuses. Excuses are weak, and we all have used them to justify why we could not do something. We must take responsibility for our successes and humbly admit our shortcomings and realize the power to choose is ours. We can choose to step into our preferred future or cower back to a life of modest mediocrity. Choose the abundant life. Decide that you are not going to be a victim and make the choice to become a victor. Become a 3%er. According to achievement expert Brian Tracy, only 3% of the population has written goals. My challenge to you is to become a member of the 3% Club, the 3% of the population that has clearly defined, written, inspiring, lofty goals and constantly increasing minimum standards. Once you join the 3% Club with written goals, you too will enjoy the incredible power of goal setting. You will experience supernatural results. You will accomplish infinitely more than you can think or imagine. The good news about goal setting is it is a learned activity. Anyone can do it. Will you? I was taught goal setting by an audio program many years ago, and it changed my life. It was then reinforced by seminars I attended and books I read. I learned from Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Zig Ziglar, Napoleon Hill, Miles Monroe, the Bible, and many other sources that teach goal achievement. I learned it, and I still do it today. And now I teach it to others. It is a habit well worth forming and is a lifelong exercise that produces incredible results. The 12 steps. The 12-step goal setting technique I will be sharing works for both small and big goals, as well as BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. The 12-step strategy works for both personal and business goals. It is effective in the physical, mental, and spiritual realms as well. Although the 12 steps seem like a lot of work to go through, when you make it a habit, it can be done in as little as 10 to 15 minutes. The foundation of the 12-step strategy is taken from Brian Tracy's audio program, Maximum Achievement. After years of using this method, I felt that more clarification was needed to make Tracy's program even more powerful and effective. So I have broken each of the 12 steps down into 3 components that will greatly enhance the experience and effectiveness of this achievement exercise. Goals Journal. Most of the great achievement experts encourage the use of a goals journal to keep their written goals and dreams in one place. I have been keeping goals journals for decades. It's inspiring to look back at my goals journals and see what I was thinking and dreaming all those years ago. A goals journal helps you track your progress. It is a place to store great ideas, a storehouse of inspiration. I encourage you to keep a goals journal for all of your dreams and projects. At the end of each section in this book is an action exercise and a place to keep your personal notes and resolutions. You can start your journal with these pages, or you can start with a separate goals journal. Please do the action exercises. This is for your benefit to help you create your preferred future. Now let's embark on a journey towards learning how to achieve all of your big and small goals, dreams, and aspirations. The first step is want. Chapter 1. Step 1. Want. Desire, decide, commit. The most famous teacher in history simply asked his students, "What do you want?" Desire. For a goal to come to fruition, it must be something you really, really want. Desire for your objective must also be accompanied by intense passion. The biggest achievements come because of an intense burning desire and a no-quit attitude. When Bill Gates of Microsoft proclaimed that he wanted his product on every desk in the world, I'm sure he was not casual about his desired outcome. His passion and drive overcame the inevitable obstacles that he encountered. Now his products are found on nearly every desk in the world. The word desire comes from the root meaning of the Father. Your desire for your goal is already in you, like a seed, like DNA. Your goal is waiting to be released, to be planted in good soil. What was once an idea in your mental and spiritual DNA is waiting to burst forth and bear fruit. A goal starts as a small strand of unmanifested mental DNA in the mind of its creator, you, where it begins its journey. Your fervent desire for your goal will bring about results much quicker than a wistful wish. You must passionately desire your intended result. Be specific about your goals. The mind works best when given specific instructions. Write goals in the present tense. Add a future deadline even in the present tense. For instance, I am making $20,000 per month by June 30th. Or, I weigh blank pounds by December 31st. A goal attained is a purpose fulfilled. I believe we were created with a purpose and purposefulness. We are here to fulfill a desire, to solve a problem, to perpetuate and to live, love, and grow in the purposes we were designed to fulfill. What do you passionately desire? Ask yourself now, what is it that I really, really want? For your family, your relationships, and your business, what do you want with all your heart? Write it down. At the end of the section, you will be asked to brainstorm all the things you want with no limitations. Decide. Deciding is igniting. There is little responsibility in desiring. There is great responsibility in deciding. You may want something, but until you decide and take action, it will remain a whim. The root meaning of the word decide is to cut off. Once you passionately desire something and decide to go for it, then you cut off any form of retreat. You must burn the bridges of alternatives behind you. A decision is a turning point, a point of ignition. Once the boosters of NASA's Saturn V rockets are fired, there was no turning back, and the only alternative was to reach orbit. Our decisions determine our future, our destiny. Where you are at today is a direct result of the decisions you have made. Where you are going will be determined by the day-to-day, minute-by-minute decisions that you make. We make thousands of decisions each day, some consciously, but a majority unconsciously. Every conscious decision is a yes or a no. Yes, I will go that way, or no, I will go another way. With a set of clearly written goals, your decisions will automatically gravitate towards the right way, towards the destiny you want. Clearly defined, well-written goals guide the unconscious mind to stay within the grooves and to stay on track. Without written goals, people wander. They float and become subject to other people's goals and objectives rather than their own. This is why the 3% of people who have written goals control 80% of the world's wealth. People line up behind and follow those with goals and plans. Decide today to head towards the dreams and goals that will have the most positive impact on your life. Decide to say no to anything that does not line up with where you have decided to go. Commit, then never quit. You may desire a goal, and you may decide that you will go for it, but what seals it is when you commit to it. To commit is to carry into action deliberately and to obligate. Commitment is binding. When you commit to a goal, you are in a covenant-binding agreement with yourself that is not to be broken. I have to credit the commit addition to this narrative to a gentleman who came to one of my seminars. He had recently sold a printing company, and he and his partners netted $40 million from the sale. He had recently gone to work at our local real estate office because he was always fascinated by the real estate business, not because he needed the money. He explained to me that there are plenty of unsuccessful people who desire a goal and even decide it's what they want, but never commit to it. He told me about many occasions when his company was up against the wall, nearly to the point of bankruptcy. But because he and his partner's tenacity and commitment, they were able to pull through the tough times and eventually made a fortune. As with all parts of this goal-setting process, you want to commit in writing. Commitment means there is no alternative but to succeed at accomplishing your goal. When I think of commitment, I think of marriage or parenthood. I am fully committed to my wife and kids. I would take a bullet for them. I would never give up on them. You must commit to achieving your goal because there will always be distractions, objections, and conflicts that will try to push you off the path. You must give your goal the respect that you would a close family member. In fact, I've heard people talk about their dream as their baby. A dream worth living for is a goal worth fighting for. And you may have to take a few bullets along the way. Our great nation was formed into existence through the commitment of our forefathers to have a free nation. It was their commitment to the dream that we are a free nation today. Yes, the bullets did fly, and many paid the ultimate price. Now, that is an example of total commitment. Did they say, it would be kind of nice to have a free nation for our children's children, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay too? No, they committed. They resolved to make us a free nation. As the saying goes, freedom is not free. Goal achievement is not free either. You must commit up front to pay the full price it will take to get you to your dream. Goals without commitment have no power. Resolve today to commit to your goals. It could be a do-or-die choice for your dreams to become reality. Action exercise. Reflections. Make a list of goals you have already accomplished. It is important to pat yourself on the back for your past successes. Turn the CD off and make your list. What accomplishments or endeavors are you thankful for and proud of? Turn the CD off and make your list. Who have you met or become in relationship that you are thankful for? Turn the CD off and make your list. What one accomplishment or endeavor are you most proud of? Turn the CD off and write down the accomplishment. What events had the most positive impact on your life? Turn the CD off and make a list. If you had to do it all over again, what experiences would you like to relive again? Once again, turn the CD off and make a list. Projection. Now to get your creative ambition juices flowing, answer this question. If you were handed $3 million tax-free, what would you choose to do with your time? What activities would you pursue? How would your day look? Where would you live? What kind of car would you drive? With whom would you spend your time? Turn the CD off and make a list. In this case, take at least 3 or 4 minutes and write down everything you can think of. If you had exactly 1 year to live from today, what would you do with your time? With whom would you spend time? What activities would you pursue? Turn the CD off and make your list. 10-minute life-changing goal-setting exercise. Get in a quiet place without distractions. Get a timer or stopwatch. Close your eyes and imagine you had unlimited funds and you were free from any hindering responsibilities. If you could have anything you want in the next 3 years, what would it be? Now list all the things you want for yourself, your family, your community, your finances, relationships you want to have, spiritual desires, and material things. Remember, no limitations. Make a list. You have 3 minutes. Turn the CD off and make a list. Now come up with at least 20. The first 10 should be easy. It'll get more difficult as you get to 20. And if you can push past 20, great. Now, circle the 3 goals that if achieved would have the biggest positive impact on your life. Then, out of those 3, pick the 1 goal that would have the biggest impact on your life. This is the primary goal that we are going to use throughout the action exercises in this book. You can choose any and all of your goals to work through the exercises, but start with the most important ones first. You will be amazed that 2/3 of your 3-year written goals will be accomplished in the first 12 to 18 months. You have begun the journey. Now let's go to work.